Captain Zrax's armored boots clanged along the polished floors of the Zorlaxian High Command space station. He entered the central hall impatiently, eager to receive his expected promotion for conquering the resource-rich planet Earth. The gathered Zorlaxian commanders turned as Zrax approached. "Ah, our rising star returns triumphant," remarked Supreme Commander Vex in his gravelly voice. The other officers rumbled their polite greetings, but Zrax sensed a strange hesitance. "Indeed, I crushed the Earthlings with ease," Zrax boasted, savoring this moment of glory. In truth, the conquest had proved costlier than anticipated, but Zrax felt that could be omitted. Their pitiful defenses were no match for Zorlaxian strategy and firepower. Vex's eyelids flickered thoughtfully over his bulbous yellow eyes. "Yes, you succeeded where others have failed. 3 previous expeditions to Earth simply vanished." Zrax shifted slightly. Now it was his turn to hesitate. Those lost missions had been written off as anomalies, but doubts lingered. Still, Zrax had succeeded where others faltered. Surely that guaranteed his promotion. Sensing his ambition, Vex continued. "Rumors abound regarding Earth. Some call the planet an eldritch place, filled with ghosts and demons. Others say it is a trap, built atop ancient technologies beyond our fathoming." Zrax sensed the looming "but" in Vex's tone. He wanted to argue but bit his tongue. The chamber was unnaturally silent as the gathered officers awaited Vex's decree. "Your results were adequate for one of your limited experience, but more seasoned minds question if our grasp on Earth is truly secure." Murmurs spread through the hall as Vex lifted a clawed finger. "One more test remains. Root out the source of Earth's peculiarities. Discover what really awaits us there. Only then can we discuss your future rank." Rage boiled within Zrax, but he simply saluted and spun on his heel to depart. As the doors sealed behind him, Vex's mocking laughter echoed down the cold halls. Zrax tightened his fists, biting back humiliation. One day he would ascend to Vex's rank and sneer down at groveling worms like him. For now, he would play the patient soldier. As Zrax's ship descended through Earth's smoky atmosphere, he gazed down contemptuously at the smoldering ruins left by his invasion. What secrets could this backwater possibly hide? He would solve this mystery, claim his rightful promotion, and then... Zrax allowed himself a thin smile as the blackened shape of a human city rose into view through the clouds. Then perhaps he might return to properly finish humbling this planet. Down on Earth's surface, 12-year-old Timmy Jones picked through the rubble that was once his hometown. The Zorlaxian invasion had reduced it to scorched ruins. Timmy tried not to weep at the sight of his shattered school and neighborhood. He couldn't change what had happened, but maybe he could still help. Finding survivors was now Timmy's sole duty. He had always been clever at scavenging scrap and repairing broken devices. Those skills helped locate makeshift shelters where frightened civilians hid from invaders. As Timmy crept through debris-choked alleys, he suddenly heard angry alien voices approach. He ducked behind a crumbled wall, peering out as Zorlaxian soldiers dragged people from a cellar. Timmy's fists clenched helplessly. The Zorlaxians had crushed Earth's armies in their initial surprise attack before the humans could mount an effective resistance. Now mere survivors were rounded up for labor camps to serve the Zorlaxian Empire. After the aliens departed with their captive humans in chains, Timmy emerged to examine the now empty cellar. Something glinted amid the dirt, an alien plasma rifle dropped by a careless soldier. Timmy hesitated before picking up the bulky weapon. Could he really fight back somehow? His grandfather had told stirring stories of battling invading Sidonians decades ago. Humanity never gave up, no matter the odds. Timmy realized he couldn't just keep scavenging. If the Zorlaxians intended to occupy Earth, people would need weapons, a leader, a symbol of defiance. Timmy strode into the shadows, the plasma rifle's glow lighting his determined face. Meanwhile, in orbit, Captain Zrax's cruiser hovered over the Americas. His invasion had been sudden and brutal, crushing any major human resistance in a matter of days. Now it was time to reap the spoils. But Supreme Commander Vex's doubts still gnawed at Zrax. Were lingering pockets of human rebels really so harmless? What if they uncovered remnants of rumored ancient technology to use against the Zorlaxians? Zrax frowned, realizing this mystery would need to be resolved first. Zrax deployed search teams to comb the ruined cities, seeking any clue to explain Earth's past anomalies. Surely there was some simple explanation that did not involve anything supernatural. One unit reported they had captured a human child rummaging through debris. Zrax was ready to dismiss it as a minor nuisance, but something about this seemingly insignificant captive intrigued him. "Bring the human to me," Zrax commanded. Perhaps a small prisoner could provide answers just as well as an elite soldier. Zrax leaned back in his chamber, tapping his clawed fingers together in anticipation. Timmy was dragged in chains before Captain Zrax aboard the orbiting flagship. He glared up defiantly at the imposing alien commander. Zrax chuckled at the scrawny human child. "You will provide information to help pacify ongoing resistance. Then your people will submit to serving Zorlax as is their proper place." Timmy stood silently until Zrax nodding to a guard, who activated an agonizing shock collar around Timmy's neck. But Timmy just gritted his teeth and said nothing. Growing impatient, Zrax changed tactics. "Your world holds secrets we wish to uncover. Cooperate, and you may be rewarded." Timmy considered carefully before speaking. "Humanity bows to no one, but I will show you what you seek, if only to witness the folly of your arrogance." Intrigued, Zrax had Timmy transported under heavy guard to the American Southwest. Timmy led them deep into a winding canyon where ancient petroglyphs covered the rocks. At the end stood a towering stone portal sealed by alien script. Zrax grew excited, believing this must be one of the rumored relics from Earth's past. He ordered the portal opened, ignoring Timmy's warnings. Strange lights flooded out as an interdimensional gateway was breached. Howling and skittering issued from within until a horde of otherworldly creatures poured out. Timmy had known this portal was sealed for good reason. Now, Zrax would witness the terrors hidden beneath Earth's surface. Chaos reigned as unearthly beasts swarmed Zrax's terrified soldiers. Zrax fell back as his troops were torn apart before his eyes by fangs, claws, and eldritch magic. Timmy stood transfixed at the scene he had unleashed. Zrax activated an emergency teleport to escape back to his ship as the surviving troops fled. He had mere moments to order the cleansing of the entire region from orbit. Mushroom clouds billowed up in the distance as Timmy took shelter behind ancient ruins. Zrax may have escaped momentarily, but Timmy knew the beast would not be stopped so easily. Many more portals lay hidden across Earth. On board his flagship, Zrax reeled from the disaster. Supreme Commander Vex had been maddeningly right. Earth was filled with dangerous secrets. How had such a primitive people sealed away forces even the mighty Zorlaxians feared? This would require all of Zrax's cunning to avoid becoming another lost expedition. Meanwhile, on Earth's surface, Timmy was already seeking out new hidden doorways to unleash. If the Zorlaxians wanted Earth's power, they would face its guardians. The real battle for the planet was just beginning. Captain Zrax's forces reeled from the disastrous unleashing of Earth's hidden portals and their terrifying guardians. Troop ships were now hesitant to land, fearing what nightmares may emerge from this accursed planet. On the surface, Timmy evaded roving Zorlaxian hunter-killers using the natural cave systems he knew so well. He moved swiftly between human settlements, sharing news of the powerful entities allied with mankind sleeping beneath their world. Timmy's tale spread hope that Earth could be freed from its alien occupiers, but he warned that the Ancient Ones were as likely to annihilate humanity as aid them. The portal openings had to be carefully controlled. General McAllister, leader of Earth's battered military forces, knew Timmy's efforts had bought precious time to regroup and plan. He ordered excavation of a secret facility buried deep underground. Within this clandestine installation, scientists feverishly worked to activate a prototype dimensional gate based on research into the ancient portals. If they could harness this technology, mankind could summon aid against the Zraxians. But dangers lurked within the cosmic void beyond. As power conduits surged to life, errant bolts of energy arced wildly, threatening to overload the systems. Timmy rushed to conduct hasty repairs, drawing on his technical ingenuity. On the flagship, Zrax reeled as human fighter squadrons raided his orbiting fleet using the cover of strange mists rising from Earth's surface. His second-in-command warned they should withdraw before suffering calamity, but Zrax refused to be denied glory again. The dimensional gate began activating in pulsating flashes as crews desperately tried stabilizing it. Timmy manned precarious exposed wiring, risking his life so man could take this gambit. But what awaited on the portal's other side? McAllister steeled himself as the gate powered up. Mankind was poised to pierce the veil between worlds for good or ill. He gave the word to proceed, hoping humanity had the wisdom to control what they might unleash. Timmy closed his eyes as brilliant light flooded the complex, feeling the planet itself tremble. Now they could only pray these forces would align with Earth rather than consume it. A new era had begun. A shimmering portal now linked Earth to the interdimensional void. Timmy watched anxiously as General McAllister prepared to lead the first expeditionary force through. Before departing, the general placed a hand on Timmy's shoulder. "Whatever happens, know we owe our very survival to your courage." Nodding solemnly, Timmy managed a small smile through his fears. As the portal rippled, monstrous bat-winged creatures swarmed through first, flying out to wreak havoc on the orbiting Zraxian fleet. They were nightmares, but nightmares on humanity's side for now. Zrax could only stare aghast at the view screen as dimensional horrors decimated his proud ships. He ordered a retreat, but it was too late. Klaxons blared as the deck rocked under him from multiple hull breaches. On Earth's surface, humans observed as mystical beings also emerged from the portals to join the fight. Elemental giants of stone and lightning brought down Zraxian walkers while spirit warriors harassed enemy ground forces. McAllister led a charge riding colossal dragon-like beasts with shimmering scales, finally turning the tide against the invaders. From his flagship wreckage, Zrax could see his dreams of conquest evaporating. Amidst the chaos, Timmy helped evacuate human civilians to safe bunkers, protecting them from both otherworldly allies and desperate Zraxian forces. Victory seemed imminent, but at what cost? Zrax managed an emergency beam-out to his sole remaining cruiser as Earth's defenders closed in. Cursing bitterly, he withdrew from the accursed planet he had so underestimated. Reports would spread of his disgrace. With the Zraxians routed, McAllister moved to seal Earth's portals again before more dangerous entities emerged. Humanity had survived, but now wielded power it barely understood. Timmy could only ponder what lay ahead. In the following months, Timmy helped rebuild his neighborhood, trying to regain normality. Yet sometimes he would glimpse things lurking in shadows or hear whispers on the wind hinting at hidden realms briefly revealed. The ordinary and the extraordinary were now intertwined, and soon humanity would reach for the stars themselves. What would lie beyond? None could say. But Timmy knew Earth would face the future without fear.